So this is really disturbing. This story I want to talk about next that I'm trying to get to open, but it just it just doesn't want to open. I don't know why. But it's entitled Doctors Are Now Giving 8-Year-Old Girls Testosterone, claiming they are, get this, transgender. Uh-huh. 8-year-olds, is it? Yeah, me thinks an 8-year-old doesn't really know enough about themselves, isn't really mature enough to make those kind of calls. So who is it that's making these calls? I wonder. The parent, perhaps? Yeah, the parent. What is it with you, some of you parents out there? You don't like your kids? Do you hate your kids? Is that it? You want them to be something else? Are you a mother that, is an evil feminist? Is that what you are? You're an evil feminist? The page won't fucking open. What the hell? It opens and it disappears. What the fuck? What's going on here with you ladies? Why is it that you're giving these kids drugs? What the fuck? What the fuck? I don't get this. What? This is very odd. Oh, this is getting on my nerves. I just can't get it to open. God damn it, this is pissing me off. What the hell? Oh, this is so annoying. It opens and then it disappears. What? What is this? Anyway, fuck it. All right, fuck it. I can talk about the subject without having to read the article. I don't understand this. You're supposed to love your kids unconditionally. I mean, I would think there's exceptions to that, of course. Like if your kid is Jeffrey Dahmer or Ted Bundy or something. That lets you off the hook, okay? You don't have to love that fucking kid. If your kid's running around in the middle of the night conking women on the fucking head and then taking them out in the middle of nowhere and lopping their fucking heads off, I think that you are essentially excused from loving your child unconditionally, okay? That's one circumstance where, okay, I'll let you off the hook. You don't have to love your kids unconditionally. It's a monster. You could have done a great job. There's just some fucking wires crossed up there because, I don't know, your genes and your husband's genes or whatever didn't mix together very well. And it ended up creating some kind of weird anomaly, right? Thank God those kind of anomalies are very rare, but they do happen. People who are biologically fucked up with weird crossed wires in their fucking heads that just make them monsters, and they could have been raised well. This is the interesting thing. Not all of these serial killer nut jobs were raised in an abusive household. A lot of them were, but not all of them. Some of them had normal upbringings, but something happened along the way that got them sidetracked. Or in some rare cases, nothing happened. They're just something wrong upstairs. The genetics, something at a genetic level made them that way. So, yeah, I don't believe in that unconditional love bullshit anyway. You should love your children no matter what. I don't know. If your kid's the son of Sam, I don't think so. But, why is it that you're giving your fucking kids testosterone and some boys they're giving estrogen or fucking puberty blockers? What about that Desmond is Amazing kid? That seems like he's half retarded. I don't know, something's wrong with him. He talks, he's got this fucking lisp. It's almost like he seems like he's been drugged or something. I don't know what's wrong with this kid. Well, it's his parents, obviously. It's their parents are claiming he has autism. Yeah. So use his autism to convince him he's a girl, right? Okay. Yeah, use his lack of social graces and understanding the social norms to, make him more comfortable in his own skin by teaching him that he's a girl. Tranny. Drag kid. This is this disturbing trend. This is even worse than that, though, because, if Desmond's parents are not giving him puberty blockers, they're not pumping him full of drugs or something, then at least one day, he could just grow out of it. Although the, psychological indoctrination could be so strong that he ends up being tortured his whole life. But maybe, possibly, he'll reach the age where he's like, I don't like dick. I like pussy. There you go. Problem solved. I'm no longer a drag kid, man, whatever. But you're giving these kids a girl testosterone at the age of 8? Or giving boys the age of 8 puberty blockers? There's no fixing that. You hit 20. You got a little shriveled up fucking noodle down there that will never get hard. You got a brain that's the size of a walnut because, You have no testosterone in your system. You never had any testosterone in your system. You stopped creating testosterone at the age of 8, so your brain didn't grow. You have an IQ of a 62. Emotionally, you're stunted. Mentally, you're stunted. You can't really be anything more than, I don't know, a mindless, jabbering fool of the left who is a fucking dependent on the welfare state, which is what they want. They want mindless idiots. Okay, they want mindless idiots who can create debt and enrich them even further, because they're the ones that print the fucking money. Yeah, they want everybody to be a mindless fucking zombie moron. And they're giving girls testosterone. It's very interesting. So testosterone is linked to mental acuity, focus, IQ. It's believed to be one of the main reasons that men have higher IQs than women. And that bell curve study, by the way, is bullshit. What nobody tells you about that bell curve study is that bell curve study of IQ, talking about how men seem to cluster around the mean. Women seem to cluster around the mean, and men, they're either very, don't quote me on this, but, they make up most of the people on the moron end and most of the people on the genius end. The rest cluster around the mean, but women tend to cluster around the middle and more on average, and you'll see less women at the extreme ends of the spectrum than men, which is why there's supposedly more dummies that are men and more geniuses that are men. That's a lie. Do you know that fucking bell curve study was done on 11-year-olds? It's a study done on 11-year-old kids. Yeah. Girls mature faster than boys. And at 11 years old, girls are more mature. Yeah. Actual studies done on adults show that men have 3 to 5 more IQ points on average. None of this bullshit about men are more of the morons, okay? On average, we're smarter across the entire spectrum. Don't give me this bell curve bullshit. It's a bunch of crap. And people who quote it need to do some research into the age of the people in it. So anyway, yeah. What is this giving the women testosterone? They want to up their IQ? I see what's going on here. Yeah. So it's a disempowerment of the men. Give the little boys estrogen. Give them fucking blockers. Right? It's so interesting. They want to turn the girls into boys and the boys into girls, because the girls make the best useful idiots, right? So the women would make great useful idiots. We just got to up their IQ a little so that they could be as productive as men. But we still control them through the welfare state, right? And being that surrogate daddy, that daddy that replaces the actual daddy, and then they're reliant on us, right? Yeah. Meanwhile, turn the men into, just tax livestock, pure tax livestock, dummies swinging fucking hoes, or something like that. Turn them into mindless zombies, right? We're going to put your men on puberty blockers, and they're going to grow up with subpar IQs and a subpar ability to think logically, critically, reasonably, because all those things are linked to testosterone. All right. Meanwhile, we're going to give girls from a young age lots and lots of testosterone to encourage the development of these abilities, logic, reason, critical thinking. I wonder if they stop to think that doing this might actually make women more difficult to control. But they already have them reliant. They already have them reliant on all those nifty little privileges, that easy life, the daddy welfare state, the daddy government. Life's very easy for these women. You're not going to try to make your life more difficult, okay? So if you already got it easy, you're not going to take some route to make your life harder. So yeah, they've already got the women enslaved to the welfare state and to the daddy that is government. So they don't need no man, which they really do, because, the majority of taxpayers are men and the majority of leeches are women. Lovely. Yeah. Oh, what a great move, yeah. Yeah, we want to empower our dumb, useful idiot Wayman, make them better at logic, reason, and critical thinking, make them more butch, probably more lesbo too. Meanwhile, we want to disempower the males, white males mainly, and make them stupid, useful idiots to the umpteenth degree by blocking their testosterone, by giving them puberty blockers. Great. Yeah, meanwhile, you get these parents running around, these idiots talking about how virtuous they are. I'm for inclusivity. In fact, I'm giving my child puberty blockers. I'm virtuous. You think so? I don't think so. I think you're scum. I think you are scum that hates men if you're a woman. And of course, the man, he must just be this pathetic, loser, beta male extension of his wife's will that has no will of his own because, wow, that any man would go along with this. Oh my God. Can you imagine a father giving their children puberty blockers? Why would you do this? What do you want your kid to look like? Fucking that kid from what you talking about, Willis? What was his name? Family Time. I don't remember the name of that fucking show. Different Strokes. Yeah, Different Strokes. Gary Coleman, little fucking shrimp dude. That's what your kid's gonna look like if you give him puberty blockers. What do you want all men to be, dwarfs? Little 5 foot tall dwarfs running around with no ability to think logically, critically, reasonably. They can't lift 5 pounds. They couldn't lift a bag of fucking sugar. And the women are all bigger and stronger. Oh, interesting. That's very interesting. All these feminist nut jobs talk about how testosterone is the evil chemical of white male patriarchy, and yet they're shooting up their little girls with it. Methinks there's something wrong with this picture. Methinks that these wacky radical feminists are disingenuous when they say things like this. Yes. It's crazy. It's crazy. I mean, what could their motivation be for giving girls testosterone and trying to encourage more parents to do this while meanwhile giving more boys puberty blockers? To possibly grow and enlarge the block of people within Western society that they have control over? To grow their ranks of oppressed minorities who are really quite privileged, actually, who they have control of, and through those people they control things. Yeah, this is great. Wow. Whatever happened to just you had a kid that had 5 fingers, 5 toes, and you're happy with that kid? Now everybody's got to do all this fucking tinkering around under the fucking hood and trying to shape this fucking kid and mold him with biochemistry and shit. What the fuck? Just boff and have a kid and be happy that it's not the fucking Elephant Man. Oh no! Now we have to fucking intervene and turn a he into a she and a she into a he. God. Why can't you people find some meaning in your life? Why can't you leftist scum find some kind of meaningful avocation in your life that you can direct your efforts towards so you don't feel this need to tinker and fuck around with your kids and change them into something that you think is some kind of noble expression? There's some kind of noble action, and it'll give your life some kind of meaning in this new virtue-signaling fucking society we live in, where victimhood is currency. Now, you want to turn your kid into a fucking, what you think is an oppressed minority. Right, I wonder why that is. Yeah. Couldn't be because the supposed majority that you don't want them to be is the really, really oppressed group of people? Oh no, that goes against the cultural Marxist narrative that says it's the minority. Only the minority gets oppressed. Yeah, Marx was an idiot. Big, fat, boil-ridden slob who never worked a day in his life. I'm going to listen to this fucking guy as my moral compass in life? Get the fuck out of here. Marx put himself across as a moralist. All he talked about was the morality of equality and the immorality of capitalism. Listen to this fucking guy. This guy who had a club-footed maid that he never paid one fucking dime to, but she worked her fingers to the bone for this guy until, of course, he knocked her up. And then when she had his kid, he booted her out into the fucking street to live in alleyways and shit. Oh, yeah. He's such a humanitarian moralist, this fucking guy. And you people fucking follow him, you leftist scum? Give me a fucking break. And that's like taking advice. That's like taking advice on how to fucking go on a diet from fucking Jabba the Hutt. Are you kidding me? Immoral scumbag. I think one of his kids committed suicide, had a suicide pact with her lover. Another one died a horrible death. All his kids died horrible deaths. This guy, he destroyed his children. He destroyed his wife. He destroyed any friendships he had. He was the most miserable piece of garbage on the planet, and he spread misery to everybody in his fucking life. And you people want to follow this ideology, which leads to misery and torment. Self-torment, I might add. Idiots. Yeah. Let's give our kid puberty blockers. We're so woke. Yeah. You're going to be woke, all right, when you get a fucking bullet to your fucking head from the leftist authoritarians that you put in charge by pushing these equality of outcome agendas, you idiots. by pushing this a Marxist nonsense. You know, you're going to be woke. By then it's going to be too late, though, because you left the scum of the first to go, right? Fuck. It's always the case. The useful idiots, the ones that go out there on the street for no money, that are the most radical, that are the most committed, they're the ones that have to die once that transition has been made to an authoritarian socialist system, because they're the ones that are going to be the most disillusioned by it and the most pissed off. And they've already proven that they will go to unbelievable means and extent to push their ideology. So they're the ones that become disillusioned, and then they're the first ones that become the biggest enemies of the New World Order. Yes, this wonderful utopia that, you know, they're not going to realize ain't no utopia until they actually see it firsthand, and by then it's too late. And they're the first ones to end up in a shallow grave, because they'll be the biggest adversaries of that new system. But they're not going to wake up before that. I tell you that much. Anyway, enough of this. This shit makes me so angry. Let's turn the Waymans into the men. Give them male qualities and characteristics so we can up their ability to be productive and creative and be better leaders and everything else, and give them that toxic masculinity that we claim is so evil. And meanwhile, we're going to disempower the men and reduce their ability to think logically, critically, reasonably, be as productive, as strong. Because they're too difficult to control, don't you know? They're too difficult to control. But maybe if we limit their ability to think logically, critically, reasonably from a young age, give them puberty blockers, then when they grow up, they'll make very good, useful idiots for the state and push our socialist propaganda.